I love ya, everyone. Welcome to the power of you. This is Yeyefini Efunbolade coming to you on Wednesdays. The power of you, giving us the opportunity to feel, to love, to know. Yes, thank you, everyone. Mahogany, the chemist, always first online, and then we have I am I'm Laurie K. Joined. Yes, thank you everyone for joining me today. Ah, today we are talking about growing through it as you go through it. Yes. Today we want to just give honor and thanks and praises to all that has brought us here today. I know you can think of something that you had to go through, but you grew through it. And we are here today just to talk a little bit about the power that you have, the power of you going through it, anything, by knowing that you're not alone. And on the other side, there is wisdom, there is calm, there's potential for you to be the master that you came back to be, the phenomenal person that God created you to be. So, in growing through it as you go through it, first, let me thank each and every one of you who have been a wonderful support and encouragement and reminder of my mother, Ruby Mercedes, her resilience and that her presence on this platform over the years, because she has had so many likes to her presence whenever we share it on her birthday and on my birthday and other times when I'm with her, that I started to give her her own channel on Facebook. So thank you, everyone. This weekend was her funeral, her homegoing. It was phenomenal. So I brought y'all a photo of the homegoing service. This is a photo of it. Yes, and this was the back of it, with all the pictures of us in all of our stages of family. Isn't that awesome? This is her at 21 up here. And this is us here when she left us in Panama to come to the United States. So these pictures have history with them. I just wanted everyone to see it. These are the photos here for those of you on Instagram. It was a beautiful, 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 beautiful ceremony. If I could write how my funeral will be, this was it. It was lit. It was so beautiful. Powerful. Powerful. Miss Ruby is still around. She's doing all kinds of miracle things. So thank you, each and every one of you. If I have not returned your calls or your phone calls or your appreciation to me, know that it's because I've been so busy trying to make sure that everything goes the way I needed to go for myself, as well as my children and my grandchildren who were involved in this. So present for it, rather. And so thank you so much for your encouragement, for your laughter, because I can't stop laughing every time I think of her, because her presence here on social media has been just phenomenal over the years. For 105 years old, baby, to live to be 105 years old and choose how you want to do it. At the end, she just says, I'm not eating anymore because I'm done. I'm ready to go. Go with grace and go with the kind of thing. She was on the telecomtron, I think is what you call it, where the big pictures are, and everybody was there seeing it. It was amazing. The presentations by the family members. This was like a home, what people do here in America, where you come together, family reunion. It was like a family reunion. Everybody, people I hadn't seen in years. My mom brought everybody together in a spirit of love. I'm going to share with y'all later what I spoke of at the end, just what I read. So it was really a beautiful ceremony. And thank you, everyone. For those of you who have been sending her gifts. We have Mahogany's been sending her gifts on her birthday every year, and just loving her through Facebook because she's never met her in person. There's so many of you that love her that and she loved you because she would pray for her and pray for you if you called. And I was there and I said, "This is so and so." She'll bring up the prayer. So she was a fantastic person of believing in God in her own way. And so for that we give thanks. So today I want to talk about growth through it as you go through it. As I said, many of us have been through situations where you've been through things that are so harsh and so hard that you think you weren't going to make it. And at the long run, you found out that was one of the most valuable gifts. Some of the things that we're putting up with right now that you find in yourself having to think twice and to state your position. This is a beautiful time because this is the spring. This is the new year. We're celebrating on the Ore ASK in the Institute. We're having our Oshun Festival, which is of Ibukole, the one that gathers all of the things that we think are discarded and take it to God and said, this too has value. So all of the things that we've been through has value. So give thanks for all of the things that you had to grow through as you were going through it. So holding grudges and asking for forgiveness, that's the thing that you release and let Ibukole take it to the heavens. So we have to remember that you are not weak. You are a warrior. And the things that we go through as human beings is for us, for God to test us, My mother is a perfect picture of overcoming and becoming the elder, the woman, the fantastic creator of a legacy of us. My mother migrating in 1958 to the United States and came to America and worked hard and overcame racism, sexism, ingratitude in the process of coming from a country to a new one. And those of us who have been through, who are come through, are not became citizens or became our home, there's certain things that you had to readjust. This little woman, 5'1", I'm taller than her, I'm 5'2", 5'1", baby, went through it. But she took it and made it what she was going through. She was connecting to God. She was connecting to her purpose and just doing it. That's the beauty of Aquarian people. They're always so special. They're in tune with the phenomena, to the spirit of God, the spirit that lives within each one of us. And they always gravitate and hold on to the thing that's bigger than them. And so during this time, as we go through this new year, let's set the intention of not holding on to grudges, not holding on to things that we can't forgive. People that disrespect you continuously, you got to find some place in your heart to love them from a different distance, but still know in your heart that you have to draw the line and say, I am not doing this anymore because it's becoming a habit, not of you doing it, but a habit of me allowing it to be done. For those of you may be going through something that was directly done to your body and to your mind, and you're holding on to that, this is a time for you to take responsibility for it and say, if you have to speak to the person of it, do it. If you have to speak to yourself and knowing that your pain was your purpose, make that your purpose. That physical pain, that emotional pain that you went through, of shaking you up and making you feel that that you didn't have any value. This is the time to let it go, because this is the new year, stepping into the new year, knowing that you have value and that your pain has been your purpose, that you are not weak. You're a warrior. You're here. You're still standing and listening and upholding and encouraging each other. And sometimes it's hard to stay in faith when you think that the things that you're going through are not changing. I know my mother thought sometimes that things were not going to change, but she held on and says, I know what I come from I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to use this later on. Not knowing, my mom did not know her mother because her mother died when she was an infant. And her prayer was for her children never to go through not knowing who she was, and her grandchildren. And can you imagine that? She left us with, I'm trying to see how many of us. I mean, she left these earthly shores in the arms of her God, and she leaves to treasure her memory. My sister, myself, my brother, 8 grandchildren, 13 great-grandchildren, 2 godsons, nephews, nieces, and a host of friends and members of her community. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine not knowing your mom and having to take that pain and go through it and know I am not going to die and leave my children to suffer or to go through the turmoil that I went through? That's what we got to do today. Take Ruby Mercedes's journey of just being that place that came from coming to this country and learning trade and working at a hospital as a nurse's assistant and all of that, coming through from not even finishing high school in Panama to the point of coming here, going to school, getting her GED, working at Roosevelt Hospital. I mean, that's the strength that I hold on to. And I'm just encouraging you to use my mother's story as a way of knowing that there is nothing that you're going through that is not going to be, that you get used to go through it. Go through it and grow through it. And through it, leave a legacy. You are a legacy. We are a legacy. And sometimes, like I said, it's hard to stay in faith when you think that your things are not changing. But always know that they have to change because you set the intention to not stay where you are, and that you're going, whatever you're presented with, you're going to go through it. It's easy to stay sad and negative because most of the time we don't think about the present or the future. We think about the past and we dwell in the past, and the past has power because we visualize it and it replays itself over and over and over again. So today we are going to do the celebration to, today is Obatala's day, so we're going to play the Obatala CD on who is Obatala. That when you're going through things and you're going through challenges, this is a time that God is testing you. We are being tested in everything. In everything that we go through is testing to know, do you know that at the end of this, there is a reward? Remember in one of the legends on Obatala, that he was going on the trip, and he did his consultation, and he went and they told him, stick to it, do not give up, go through it. Take it, whatever it is, grow through it. They told him, grow through it. He went to the river, he went to the road, he went to the temples, he went walking to the direction where he was going to a celebration that all of the different Orishas were going to be there. And Eshu, the messenger, came to give him something to grow through. He didn't know it, but his resilience, because his readings say, you're going to go through it. Go through it, wele, slowly, slowly. And slowly, slowly is the way you eat the head of the rat. Take off one little bite at a time. That's Ejionle or Ogbe. And so Obatala went ahead, and all types of vicissitude. Eshu came as the one that was going to help him. At the time, he didn't seem like it was. He went to sleep at the edge of the river when he got sleepy. He woke up, and his clothes had palm oil on it. He had to go in the river, wash it off, get it back onto him. Kept on going. He went into the marketplace looking for food. The food that he was looking for was not the type that he would eat. So he had to continue on and says, well, I'm going to drink water and I'm going to move through this vicissitude. And all this time he's feeling, man, why would they put me through all this? Is Olodumare not with me? But my reading did say, go through it. Grow through it as you go through it. Grow through it as you go through it. And Obatala went through, and he kept going. And then he went to outside the outskirts of the town where people were throwing away garbage. And they saw him. And they looked at him and says, "Aren't you a king? Why do you look so beat down?" And he says, "I am the witness of Olodumare. I am on a journey, and I am going through it." People laughed and pointed at him and said, "Oh my God, looks like a king that has fallen." No. He kept on going. And so as he got close to where he was going, and he was just beat down, his clothes from trying to wash palm oil at a cold river. That must have been a trip. But he got there, and he was looking at his splendor, and his light is what blinded everyone. As he walked in to the town, there was singing and dancing and people playing the drum and calling his name out on the dun dun drum. Obatalaje, Obatalade, Obatala, Obatala, Orisha, Obatalade, Orisha. The whole town was waiting for him in singing and dancing and said, "We could not start, Baba, without you." Orisha, Orisha, and everybody forebale to him and just reminded him that what he went through, he was growing through. He grew in his faith, and when he realized that what he was doing was keeping himself humble, keeping himself focused on the fact that he was reminded to use this to go through. And when he got there, everybody was so welcoming of him. So Eshu was sent not to torture him or to give him a bad way. Eshu was there for him to grow through it as he was going through it. So today, that's what we're asking each and every one of us. This is the spring. Leave that stuff behind. The things that make you feel sad, negative, vengeful, hateful, sad, nosy. Yes. Use my mother. As you know, she would come on here and pray for us and say, "May everything go well with you." And so that's what we're doing today in her spirit. You know, we're hoping that everyone here would know. And every time that you see these videos of my mom, know that she went through it to get here. So I'm going to take this little 1 minute to read what it is that I spoke of her. I think I have it up here. Oops. Come on, you don't get creative. Yes. And so in it, what I spoke and I said was, I think that it is something that I wanted to share with you all, because I thought that her being her, she would enjoy y'all knowing, being there with us. And I was so proud of my words, because my sister, my brother, and my daughter spoke to me and told me it was so beautiful. So I just wanted to share this with you in the process of my mother's homegoing, y'all's homegirl. Your homegirl, at the last time she was on here, she said, "Don't call me Mother Ruby. I am. Don't call me Mother Ruby or Sister Ruby." She was saying something to that effect. But anyway, this is what I said. When I was asked to speak, I couldn't figure out what to say in 2 minutes, because they told me that I only had 2 minutes to speak. So finally, this is what rested on my heart. Death and resurrection of love was the topic I spoke on. Death and resurrection of love. The power of love is what brings us all here today. My mother's very vivacious, generous, courageous, strong, fly diva. Her devotion to helping our family and others is the way we came to know and love her. Her impact on our life is invaluable, which we will never forget. This beautiful homegoing service of my mother, Ruby Mercedes. This beautiful homegoing service, and I am sure many of your family members, this is an opportunity for us to dig deep in ourselves as we resurrect the love we inherited from my mother and our legacy. Some of the things I loved about my mama was the way she showed her love by accepting me for who she knew God made me to be. She accepted me for the way I chose to raise my children as Yoruba. She also for accepting me, and I love her also for the faith that I embraced, though different from hers, but was the same loving God we both knew, which is the God of peace and the God of love. Mama is still with us, and we call her Mama, is still with us through the memory of her unapologetic ways of being and speaking, which made us laugh until our stomachs jumped. So that was what I said about her. I was unapologetically this beautiful, powerful woman. And so thank you so much for allowing me to do this. At this time, I want to just let us listen to Obatala as we go through. I want you to just take 3 cleansing breaths as we know that we are growing through something right now and we are going through. Let this growth be the thing that you're going to hold on to. Growth, grow through it as you go through it. And it's easy to stay negative and sad, but it's easy to know that those things that you're going through, like Obatala, is God's reward is waiting for you because it's a test to see if you had the will. To make this music as a way of sharing the power and the knowledge of Obatala, the father of all the Orisha. Can you hear this? If you can, give me a thumbs up. Obatala lives inside of each and every one of us. And so Obatala is the owner of all heads. Obatala is our ability to intuit, to download, so let's take a minute and to connect to peace that everyone peace to Obatala is seeking. Obatala is struggle and then peace, obstructions and clarity. And then clarity. The children of Obatala will face many adversities because only through adversity you can appreciate peace and calm and love. No matter what Obatala goes through as an entity, as an energy, as a force, it always realizes its power by remaining peaceful, by remaining clear, optimistic, and having a hope. So Obatala is the energy that when you feel like you've hit rock bottom, Obatala got your back. When everything else seems dark or distant or disorganized, Obatala comes in and gives you clarity. It makes you say yes, yes, yes to life. So this music is an opportunity for you to look at the challenges that you may be going through or the things that you've gone through and recognize that it's all going to be fine. When you change your perception from being lost or victimized or being traumatized, when you change that to knowing that I am bigger than this, I am better than that because I am not alone, then you know Obatala. Obatala is an energy that makes you know that your father is protecting you. Your mother is protecting you. And that's Obatala. The male energy, the female energy of peace, tranquility, and knowing that you have the power to be great. The energy of peace and the triumph over adversity. That's Obatala. When we get bombarded with the little trivial things, Obatala says, all of that that you see down there is irrelevant. What you are seeing is what I see. So whenever you want to connect to Obatala, sit on a mountain, sit on a hill, sit somewhere that can give you perspective that at the end of the day, it's only peace and there's only love. Ashe. Ashe. May you feel Obatala's presence today. that whatever you're going through, Obatala is right there. If you have eleke, sometime today, take your eleke and put it in your mouth and pray to Obatala. Pray to the connection that you have with your Ori. Pray with the connection that you had when you were in your mother's womb, and it was just this watery, nice milk that Obatala put in her womb. Connect to that innocence, to that joy, to that perfection. Let this spring season, this new year, be you being birthed through the spirit of Oshun, through the spirit of creativity, through the spirit of love, Ashe. And know that this retrograde that we're in right now of Mercury is allowing us to look back in gratitude of the things that we have let go and that we've been through, and we have a new way of coming through it. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Thank you so much. Y'all have a beautiful day. And if you have any friends in the Dallas area, I will begin my tour of the book and my the workbook of the Living Shrine will be available for the first time in Dallas, Texas. So join us there, June, the weekend of May 30th through June the 1st, I think it is. But look on the website, and we'll keep you posted on all social media. Y'all have a beautiful day. Know that all that has happened in the past, give thanks to it because you grew through it to who you are. The power is within you to be great. Ashe. Y'all have a blessed day.